Hi, I am Agi again from FACO, and this is ArborSonic Academy 7 on Image Container and Reports tab. Image Container has already been presented as part of the Biomechanics tab, as it's here at the top right side of the Biomechanics tab. But Image Container is also a separate tab as well, containing all the images of the project. Well, in the latest versions, since the 5.3.124, the images are included in the F3D file. Before that, in the previous versions, there was a separate folder containing the images. When you add an image to the project file, if you import it from your computer and if it's big, if in any scale it's higher or wider than 1200 pixels, it will be reduced to avoid problems due to file size. So we will not let the S3D file to become very huge, even if you have photos which are bigger than 10 megabytes or even more. Let's check how images get into the image container. We have two ways. One is to add images from the software to the image container, and the other is to import it from a file on your computer. If I come to Sensor Geometry tab, here at middle right, I can find this image and floppy icon, and it says Add to Image Container. If I click onto it, it pops up a new window where I can send this image to the image container, where I can name it and I can change the size of it if I want. So here I could modify it, but I will show you it in the tomograms tab. So let's just add this image to the image container. If I come to tomograms tab, I will be able to find this image and or photo and the floppy icon again in the top right corner. And if I click onto it, the same window pops up where I can send this image to the image container. Using this first setting, you can send this image, which you can see here, into the image container. I will do it, and I will show you the difference, because if you want to use a custom size, I will put back here the original values. You have a width and you have a height. I don't bother the height, but if I reduce the width, maybe to just 800, I will send this image to the image container, and let's check it. So the difference here is that the first image is saved as you have seen it on the screen. So here we have these white spaces, these ones. But in the second case, the image is reduced because only the width was reduced, not the height of it. So the program tries to do it smart, so it's just not a smaller image from the same with all the same information, but it tries to keep the information itself while reducing the size as long as it's possible. So if you don't like these white spaces, you can figure it out which width works for you, so you can get the image immediately which you wanted, and you will not have to modify it later in another software. Of course, you can save images or add images into the image container with all the color schemes. So for example, if you need a black and white, you can save that, or or with another scale, and well, of course it works for the graph view as well. So you can send an image to the image container from this. If we move to biomechanics tab, it's very similar to the previous possibilities. But in this case, when you have the image here in the editor part and find this photo and floppy icon again, the size is logged. So in this case, the program cannot figure out where is the white part, which doesn't contain any information, because here we have this photo. So in this case, you can save the image only with the same ratio as the original picture. And here we have some other possibilities as well, as with the icons in the bottom right corner. These are for turning in and off the markings, so the crown area, the height, and the horizontal line. And we can also recolor the image. So for example, I just want to have the height, keeping the height, and turn it into a brown scale. And in this case, when I add this picture to the image container, this what I see. So the image which is visible will be added. But here you can see it, so it has only the height. Maybe I will duplicate this to make it more visible, and it's in a brown scale. So this is how image container works. Basically, this is how you get images here. Of course, you can import images with this folder and image icon in the top left corner, which pops up the normal file browser of Windows. For example, maybe I have a photo from this measurement and I would like to include it into this file just to have everything together, or maybe I will want to use it in the report, so I can import image and it's here. And well, the size of it is reduced because it was way bigger than 1200 pixels in this dimension. If I click onto an image, the other three icons in the top left corner turns on. I can export the images onto my computer, which pops up the file browser again, and here I can rename the image if I want. Maybe it's too long, and save it. I can rename the image inside the project, inside the software. And well, I can also delete the image if I don't need it anymore. So these are these functions. In the top right corner, I have the magnifiers and the sliders, which are just to change the size of the icons, which represents the images. Okay, these were the functions of the image container. I just forgot about one thing, that of course if you have a multi-layer model, you can add the image of the multi-layer model into the image container as well. Just the other project the other project had only one layer, so that's why I couldn't show it to you, but here it's here, and you can rename it, delete it, export it into your computer if you want. So let's return to the original sample. We have finished image container and we can move on to the report tab. And here we have image container again on the right side. It works totally the same. You can rename, delete, and change the size of the images. The real difference here are these checkboxes. Because if you check in them, it means that you will want to use that image in the report. So on the left side, you can find report templates. There is at least one default template included in the software. And well, you can push the generate report button at the bottom right corner, which pops up the Windows 5 browser. Here you have to name your report and save. And as you see, it will be a docx file which will open automatically. And here is your data, your report. As you can see, it includes the data from the tree tab. So what you have filled here, it will be at the beginning of the report. It includes the biomechanics evaluation, in this case, please keep in mind that the report includes only one biomechanical evaluation, which is the last one which was set. So if I change it here, maybe it's not an agricultural place, area, but it's more a village-like, the safety factor and some other data will change, but of course it's not included in the project. So even if you had several evaluations here, only the last one will be included in the project. And the project also includes geometry, the time and velocity data from all the layers, and it ends with the images which were selected to be included in the report. If you don't need all these data, you can edit the report in any text editors. So we finished with all these tabs. We had an episode on tree tab, another about sensor geometry, time data, tomograms, biomechanics, image container, and we just finished with the report. I hope you enjoyed learning about ArborSonic software. We will have 2 more episodes. One will be about the general settings, and I will also include the differences because we have new software versions since we have started this series. So I would like to show you what changed in this time. And there will be one closing episode with a case study. So I will just show you that how fast you can do an evaluation if you are familiar with the program. Thank you for your attention. And if you would like to learn more about tomography, you can check our videos on tomography, but you can also continue with our other videos. Thank you for your attention. Bye bye.